I'm going to tell you right now why it's most advantageous for your buyer to ask for a seller credit versus huge discounts on home prices. So we've kind of agreed right now that buyers have a little bit more advantage in this market than they've had in the past couple of years. And the reason being is because of the interest rates. Now, with these interest rates right now, everybody's talking about, hey, listen, if you buy now, you can always refinance. But when we're talking about going through an actual offer, what's going to give our buyers the biggest bang for the buck? And that's going to be relief on payment. So to do so, we're leveraging different things that you're seeing in the market right now, like a 2-1 buy down, seller concession to actually buy down in points and things like that. And what we've seen right now is the 2-1 buy down is going to give the biggest relief right now so that borrower or the borrower can get into the house, understand what that payment's going to feel like every single month, and be able to transition as the payment increases. Now, one common misconception is a 2-1 buy down is actually a adjustable rate, and that's completely false. It's a fixed rate. So with a fixed rate mortgage right now at the 2-1 buy down, we're going to ask for a seller concession, and that seller concession is going to sit in an escrow account, and that's going to pay a portion to the payment every single month and buy that payment down. Now, with that fixed rate and having that portion go towards that payment every single month, what does that do for our buyers? What that does is allows it to be effectively a 2% less interest rate monthly. The rate does not change, but effectively the payment would be as if you had 2 points less. So we'll give you an example. If we had a 2-1 buy down, the standard rate today is 7%. That means that year one, the effective payment will be just like you were paying a 5% interest rate, okay? Year two, that will go up 1, right? So now we'll be effectively at a 6% interest rate. And then year 3 and beyond, it will be at that 7%. So when we're talking about the actual rate, the actual payment, it is a fixed rate mortgage, but that portion of payment that's coming out of that seller credit is going towards that payment and buying it down effectively either 2 points or 1 point. And then year 3 and beyond, that escrow account will run out and they'll have nothing left. Now, a couple advantages of this 2-1 buy down. What happens if you refinance after year 1? Well, if you refinance after year 1, all of that money or seller concession that's sitting in an escrow account will go towards the principal balance of your buyer's principal balance or principal loan amount. So you do not lose that seller concession that you negotiated, which is the biggest selling point right now. So if you were to maybe ask for 3% in closing costs and you put 2 points towards your buyer's interest rate and bought the rate down and you refinance, you would lose all of that money. So right now, to protect that credit, the best form of action will actually be the 2-1 buy down, so you can take advantage of that credit when the rates come down, refinance, and you get to keep those funds. So again, you have two different options. You negotiate a seller credit for them to obviously pay closing costs and buy down the interest rate, or you do the 2-1 buy down and potentially buy down that interest rate as well, but you get to keep the funds after you refinance the home, versus if you just pay points, you lose those funds or forfeit those. So talking about pros and cons of using a 2-1 buy down, or even just pros and cons of how to use a seller credit, reach out to Team Bruce at guildmorgage.net and we'll go through these different scenarios. So I'm going to put up on the screen a few different options. So let's just say we're purchasing a $650,000 home. We're going to put that next to, let's just say, maybe a price reduction versus a rate buy down, maybe buying down points, versus a 2-1 buy down or temporary buy down. At a $650,000 purchase price, let's just say 5% down, interest rate of 5.75, seller paid credits of nothing, and your principal and interest payment will be about $3603. Now, if you were to just ask for a purchase price discount, okay, let's just say we discounted down to $630,000 is what we're going to offer the seller. Still 5% down, 5.75, just so we're apples to apples. We'll see that that's a $20,000 discount. So $20,000 off the purchase price of the home will be a $3,492 payment. So let's just say a savings of $110 a month. And then if we had a option of full asking price and using a seller credit of $12,350 to buy down the interest rate to a 5.125, we'll see a principal and interest payment of $3362. So here in this option, you have a $241 savings. Now let's look over if we were to leverage a 2-1 buy down. So in this 2-1 buy down, we're gonna leverage a seller credit of $13,514. With that $13,514, that's gonna go into an escrow account. In that escrow account monthly, there's gonna be a portion that goes to pay down your payment every single month. So year one, it'll be effectively as though you were having a 2-point lower interest rate, even though it's a fixed rate, but effectively with that amount coming out of escrow and paying your payment down, that's what it would be like. Year two, that would go up. In this scenario, it would be a 4.75, just like you were paying 4.75. And then year three and beyond, it would be back to that 5.75. But you'll see down here at the very bottom, you'll see year one, you're gonna save $743 a month. Year two, that savings will be $382 a month. And then year three and beyond, it'll just go to your regular payment. Now, the value here that we were talking about and previously in the video that we're saying was, if you refinance this loan, and this option number 2 right here, anything that's left behind in that escrow account goes to paying down your principal balance. You get to keep that money. In option number 1 there, you see full asking for that $12,000 in seller credit and paying the points. You're gonna lose any of that money that you have invested in there because it's gonna get paid off in that loan. And then obviously price reduction you would keep because it's a lower price. But the biggest bang for the buck right now is to utilize this temporary buy down product. If you have more questions, reach out to Team Bruce at guildmorgage.net.